Welcome to the show, guys. Welcome to the show. Would you believe me if I told you that Bitcoin has been weaponized? Would you actually believe me if I tell you how currently Bitcoin, or all of us that are big fans of Bitcoin, me especially, I know for myself, right, I'm a massive fan of Bitcoin. I use Bitcoin as an indicator to basically do certain things, like especially with the charts, right? And I feel that currently it's been weaponized. Bitcoin has been weaponized, right? So if you want to hear my thoughts on what I think, let's talk about this. Of course, we're going to talk a little bit about the market. There's so many things wrong with these charts, right? When you're looking at the charts, when we're looking at the indicators, when we're looking at the trends, so many things just don't make any sense. So if you're here for the first time, my name is Sham. This is 0x5. The truth is always out there. I'm going to talk about what Bitcoin's doing right now and what kind of funny games are being played with us, and how Bitcoin has been, right? How Bitcoin has been weaponized against us, right? Let's talk about this. So yesterday we did a live stream. I think we did another one before that as well, but none of that matters. I mean, if you follow me regularly, you will know that we kind of continue on what we're talking about. So we mentioned how Bitcoin could potentially go to around 92k, possibly even 90k. We mentioned that. Now 92k was just an approximation. There was a specific number that I actually did publish something on YouTube, especially for members. The same thing, and I did that for the members because I know some of those guys are not on Discord. And I also published the same thing on Discord as well, to kind of allow people to see what's going on, right? So that was published in both places, and we did have a target. It was 92,700 or something like this, or 600 or something like this. We went to 92,500, guys. We went to 92,500, right? And I even mentioned to a few people, I said, look, if you're going to have any buy orders, put it on a reverse side up, right? On the way up, put it at 93 and buy it. So I'm sure a few people did, which is absolutely great. If you're here for the first time, guys, remember, don't be shy, just be respectful, and you're welcome to comments and whatnot as well, right? So anyway, so the numbers we gave, right, or the numbers I gave personally, right, we hit those numbers, we hit those targets, so we're very excited. But when I'm looking at the chart, I've mentioned this yesterday as well. I said, look, guys, we might actually potentially see a reversal, right, within 24 hours to 48 hours. I was very specific about that. And I think right now we're approximately within that 24-hour to 48-hour mark, right? I said we should see a reversal. But a reversal, I wasn't really expecting such a big reversal, because this is just ridiculous now. And of course, a lot of you guys who watch me, you know what I talk about, right? When I say, guys, don't be surprised when we get to see 5k up, 5k down, it's fine. But I was betting on something else. I am still betting on that. I'm still saying, do you know what, guys? We need a correction. From $108,000, which was the current new all-time high for Bitcoin, we went down to 92. It's about 15%, approximately 15%. That's not a correction. A good correction would be 20, 25%. That's what we're used to, right? That's what we expect. None of that. So that becomes a little bit concerning. And I'm thinking, do you know what? We've probably lost control. I think the market's lost control, because since the institutions have come in, right, they've now found a whole brand new field to play their little dirty games, right, which normally, like market manipulation, makers and this and that, whatever happens in stock markets. So they're familiar with how to do it. And in the stock markets and all of that, shares and all of that, right, it's actually illegal, but crypto is the wild, wild west. So they're practicing and completely controlling the narrative right now. So even though charts say bearish, they make it look bullish, right? When the charts say bullish, they make it look bearish. So they're doing everything that you won't expect. And I'm kind of seeing a pattern form here, and I'm thinking, this is not right. This is not right. You know, we see massive liquidations, which I believe are triggered liquidations, which then bring the price down, and everyone else gets liquidated. But at that same time, I see the largest volume of money going in to buy again. And you got to wonder who's doing that. Who's doing that, right? Because that kind of money, I don't think everyone's got to play with, right? Of course, when we say like I turn around and normally say stop loss. Yeah, we use a stop loss. Whatever we've saved, money bleeds out, we buy again. So like I mentioned yesterday to everyone, I said, guys, if it goes down to around 92,000, whatever it was, if it goes there, have a buy order around 93k, right? And then we move forward from there. If you're here, I can't see the chat, so I don't know what's going on, guys. So if you're here, please let me know. Don't be shy, say hi. That's not an issue. So that's the situation I'm seeing, where I believe right now Bitcoin, so like the way I use Bitcoin as an indicator. Isla's here, awesome, nice to see you. The way I see Bitcoin to be an indicator, right, for the market, because of the high level of dominance it has, right? I think the institutions that have come on board, that we've welcomed to come on board, that we all feel that they're going to take us to the moon, right? I feel that they're now controlling the narrative, and they've weaponized it, and they're like, do you know what? We know how to make money with you. We're going to buy the dip, sell it back to you, pump the market, hype the market, do whatever. And that's what they're doing. That's what I believe anyway. Now, obviously, a lot of people, like earlier on, one other person on Discord also asked me, why do I want to see a red? Because yesterday I said I was so happy, right? And I'm so excited. I'm like, I want to see it go to red. 15%, I'm not happy. As I said, 20-25%, that would make me happy. And you got to wonder why, right? Well, why the hell is this maniac saying he wants to see a correction? And I've been banging on about it for 2-3 weeks now. We need a correction. We need a correction. We need to go and stick around the 90,000, the 92,000. We need to stick around those levels, right? For a couple of weeks at least. That will be much, much better for all the altcoins. Now, I'm going to try and explain this, and I hope it makes sense, right? So imagine, right? Today, BTC went to 108, right? We know it went, that's a fact. It went to $108,000. And imagine it goes to $90,000 and just sits there for 2 weeks. Now, what I want you to do is also imagine that we're back in the beginning of 2023. So whatever we're seeing right now with this price, imagine that this is January 2024, January 2024. Now, whatever the price was then, compare today's price with that and say, well, that's the price. That's how we're doing this, right? Pinix is hi. Bobby says hi. Nice. Hi, guys, all of you. So don't be shy. Say hi. No worries. Okay. Just be respectful when you're in the comments. And of course, stay to the topic. That's the most important thing. We don't want to drift away. So let's talk about this, right? So imagine like whatever price we had back in January, compare that, like comparatively, this is the same level we're in now. So if we pumped 5-6x from that point, right? Because we did it from November 2022, we started moving, right? So just say from January, we did a 5x, right? Well, this today will be our point of like a bottom for us, like 25% correction would give us that opportunity to do another 5x from here. That's what I'm trying to say to people. So a lot of people don't really understand what the hell is this guy talking about? Earlier on, one of my brother, KR, he's here right now. Awesome. Nice to see you, my brother. All right. He mentioned something. He said, you know what, I want to see BTC do 7x, right? Or something like this, right? Yeah, fine. He wants to see 100. I don't know. I forgot what number he said. He wants to see that much BTC. And I was like, is that it? Why? Because look, guys, if you imagine doing from January 2024, let's just say January 2024 or January 2023, imagine we pumped and we did a 6x from there, 7x from there, right? And you saw that price come to $108,000. Well, now imagine us doing the same thing again. Where does that take us? 500-600K, right? Millions round the corner. Do you see what I mean? So that's the kind of thought process that goes through there. And of course, if I see that for BTC and BTC calms down a little bit, right? Bro says, what do I mean? Look, we're talking about Bitcoin. So if whoever you are, my brother, you're clearly, honestly, you have no idea. So go somewhere, stick your head in the sand and just stay like that and follow the news, the hype news or FOMO or whatever you get. Carry on with that, because you don't deserve to understand what a good constructive conversation is. So I'm really sorry about that if you got banned or kicked, bro. So yeah, adios my amigos, right? Anyway, so yeah, listen, we don't need BS, right? So KR, I hope you understand this, and I hope the other brothers or whoever's come here, right, anyone new visiting our channel, please be respectful and understand where I'm coming from, right? So if you don't understand this, then I don't even know what hype is to you. What is hype to you? What some going to and doing some massive marketing or something like that, is that hype to you? Because I'm about to give you some real, proper real hype here, because if you understand it, it will make freaking sense to you. right? So imagine this, right? BTC dumps 25%, right? BTC dumps 25%, goes to like, 90K, maybe even goes to 85K, 86K, around that level. That's the level we want to see. It goes to that level. It sits there for 2-3 weeks. Well, that's basically a reset, a complete reset to the entire market. And that brings us to the same place we were in last January, right? Or the January before that. So this is a reset for us, right? From here, we can do another 5-6x. And of course, those of you who are here and thinking this guy's just chatting shit and all sort, right? That's fine. If you feel like that because you can't afford a whole freaking BTC, it's fine. Go and find something else. Dogecoin or something, go for it. No worries. Yeah, I'm going to talk about those as well. But BTC for me is an indicator. And that tells me that there's going to be a bigger move coming. That's how I feel. Right. But I also see that the altcoins haven't moved. And if the altcoins haven't moved, this will give us the biggest chances for some of these altcoins to start moving because they will also start resetting. Right. They will always... Wait, yes, I am. I'm British, my brother. Yes. Does it matter where I'm from? I'm talking about crypto. Let's keep it to context. Let's keep it to the topic, right? We're talking. It's oh, you're no. I'm not from Glasgow. Do I sound like I'm from the north? I'm from London, bro. So I don't know why we're even asking this. Anyway, please let's not get into this. Where we from and this and that. I don't need to know where you're from. You don't need to know where I'm from. If you're here for the info, stick to that, no problem. If you have a question regarding the info, right, what I feel about the market, what I see on the market, let's carry on. And if you don't understand who I am or what I talk about, go and watch every other video. That will make total sense to you because when we had the crash, I called that crash. And I called that crash not today. I called that crash from 2 weeks ago. Right? So it is what it is, right? So let's do what we're doing now, right? So anyway, right? So KR is asking a good question, and I'm going to answer that question for you, my brother. I'm going to answer that question, but let's get through this segment first, right? Without any distractions. In fact, what I'm going to do, I'm going to switch off the chat for a bit, so you guys chat along, whatever. If you really feel you have to say something, or you want to throw some abuse, or whatever, or go out of topic, then yeah, by all means, you can go to the super chat. But other than that, right now, I'm not going to look at chats because I really want to talk about this, right? Let's get this out of the way because a lot of people just kind of come in here trolling and distracting. Honestly, I feel sorry for these people because they don't understand what this channel is about. Because end of the day, if you're here, you are always going to be one step ahead of the game. One step ahead of the game, and all the subscribers on this channel can vouch for that. You're going to be one step ahead of the game, right? And if you don't want that information, by all means, swipe up or do whatever. Go to another channel because that's where you're going to get your dopamine. Here, you're going to get the real shit, end of the day, right? My name is Sham. This is Zero Fight, and the truth is always out there. Go and watch every other video and you see what kind of truth we're talking about. So BTC, right? Okay, we dumped. We went to 92K, which is all good. But I feel that if we stay there for a week or two, probably up to Christmas at least, right? And then we have a Christmas pump, which is great, right? But if we do that, it will give the altcoins a great chance. Give the altcoins a greater chance because one of the things that you have to understand, look, if the market ends, everything's going 99% down, right? 90 to 95%, most of the alts are going to bleed out. We know that, right? So we're going to be ready to buy the bottom at that time. However, right now, if we have a correction, yes, they're going to bleed out 20-30%. In fact, some coins have bled out as much as 50% because of what BTC did. So BTC's 15% from 2008, $108,000 to now has reflected as a 50% dump in other altcoins. And they're not small, they're blue chip altcoins, right? Of course, others 20-30%. So the way I'm looking at this, I'm like, that's a good thing because now that 20-30% people panic and sold, when the people start seeing the market's going to start moving back up again, especially the alts have to lead. We need the alts to start leading. So if the alts start to lead, right, then the alts can now start to take over a lot of that dominance. But BTC is messing with us because the institutions are messing with us because they've weaponized BTC, right? They've weaponized BTC. So they realize that, look, the same way I use it as my indicator for the chart, they're using this to kind of move the market. Because look, institutions coming on board with billions and billions of dollars, in fact, trillions, let's just say institutions are sitting on trillions of dollars ready to deploy into Bitcoin. Right, and a few other major cryptocurrencies, right? I can name them or whatever, it doesn't make any difference. I'll just get hate for it anyway. But they're sitting on trillions of dollars, right? Lighting is bad. Let me put this one on. So they're sitting on trillions of dollars, right? Let's just be honest about this, right? So they are going to deploy that. They are going to deploy trillions of dollars into BTC, and they're probably already doing whatever they need to do, the billions of dollars they're doing right now. Now, They don't give a shit about the altcoins. They don't, right? But what you'll find is most of the people in crypto who come in, who can't afford that entire BTC, how many people that come to this show or any other YouTube channel can tell me they can afford, other than the fact that if you're an OG, you've been in it, like, many other people that I know and myself and everybody, you've been in it for 8-9 years. That's a different story. You're an OG because you already own from cheap, like, dust, right? You already own it. That's compared to 100K when you're looking at a $200 BTC. Yeah, that's a dust, right? So that's fine. But these days, nowadays, right? I don't think there are many people out there, other than if you're like high net, right? You can't afford an entire BTC. So where's the next thing you're gonna do? You're gonna go for probably Ethereum or something lower, right? $4,000, $5,000 coin, maybe a couple of $100 coin. That's probably the max you will buy, right? Or you're gonna go into meme coins and other altcoins that are worth pennies, like HBAR, XRP, and all of that, right? XRP, like, for example, a couple of dollars. So you're gonna go for those lot, right? Come on, let's be honest with ourselves. That's where you're gonna go. So we need the alts to move. Now, of course, the names I've given, they're great. They're being institutionally backed, right? But what if these are not institutionally backed, right? What if these are the ones that institutions don't give a damn about if they go to 99%, because they're not holding them anyway? What if? Think about it. What if they bought the bottom and they're dumping? What if? So that's how I'm looking at this. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, do you know what? Vincent Paul, don't worry, you don't have to go super chat, brother. That's fine, don't worry. I don't need your money or anything, brother. If you need to talk, I just wanted to avoid the trolls, because I know sometimes I get trolls here. Like one guy coming in to tell me to shut up. If you don't like my video, just get lost. You get lost. Why are you telling me to shut up? You know what I mean? It's the hilarious thing. The person spends time typing 3 messages on the third one telling me to shut up. I'm thinking, you actually made an effort to do that. If you don't like the video, just get lost. You know what I mean? So don't worry about that, my brother. All right. So anyway, here's another one. You see, okay, Bobby, I don't know who you are, brother, but you're putting so much effort into typing this. Thank you. I do appreciate that, by the way. You are helping the algorithm, right? But if you don't like what I'm yapping about, why don't you just get lost? Why don't you just get lost? Adios. Bye-bye. Tata. Go. Past your bedtime. Go. It's simple, right? So why are you making such a big effort for? Why do you have to badmouth someone on a freaking live stream? Because at the end of the day, you're picking on the wrong live stream, because I don't give a fuck. I'll tell you to fuck off. I don't give a fuck. I'm not here for you. I'm not here for you. I'm here for a very closed community, right? A community that we have on Discord, a community that actually understand what I'm about, what I'm talking about, right? A community that will benefit from this. If you don't freaking like it, fuck off. Fuck off. And I'll tell you what, like, share, and subscribe to this channel. Share it with all your buddies and show it to them that I told you to fuck off. Your name, Bobby, fuck off. I don't care. I'm not a normal YouTuber. I'm not here for all the YouTube BS. I'm not here for that, right? So please get lost. No, it's good, man. It's good. It's good. You know what I mean? KR, it's good. It's hilarious, right? They come in, they put the energy to type, right? And they put all of these messages, not you, not this, that. Bro, you don't like it? Fuck off, man. Fuck off. You're picking on the wrong channel, bro, right? Oh man, I'm telling you, it's freaking hilarious. Anyway, let's carry on with what we're saying. So KR, I'm going to answer your question regarding the that's what I thought as well, and then it seems like it wasn't. So I was like, and by the way, I realized, so originally I thought that was our own guy Bobby. Then I realized, no, that can't be Bobby, because Bobby's SM. So that's not Bobby. Bobby's SM. So thank you, that's my favorite cap. But yeah, anyway, let's carry on with the thing. I don't. They come in expecting me not to say nothing. You know what I mean? It's hilarious. They get told off on a live stream. How hilarious is that? Imagine getting told off by a YouTuber on a live stream, right? Literally getting told off to fuck off, right? You want to get abused? Yeah, I'm here to abuse you. No worry. You know what I mean? And if you really want more abuse, no worries. I'll open up an OnlyFans and I'll chuck abuse at it, because I can left and blind. Believe me, non-stop, I'll left and blind. But anyway, let's keep this respectful into the thing. So I hope you understood the first part, what I said, right? So I'm thinking what's happening right now, even with the charts, the way we see certain things, some of the calls, some of the predictions we do, of course, they're coming true. KR, you know this very well. Every number we've given, they're coming true. We said this is the low, this is where it's going to come. That's come true, right? I can't remember clearly, by the way, if I've published it on Discord, if I published it on YouTube. I can't remember clearly, but I mentioned that how to put a buy order around the 93k. I'm not even sure. I think I told Desi I'm not sure, but I told someone anyway, right? Because I did share something just for members. And I did that for Desi and a few other guys, right? Because they're members on the channel. So I did it for them. So I explained it in a bit of detail. Other people, I didn't explain it as much detail. But on Discord, I published the pricing for you guys, didn't I? Right? So that's that. But right now, look at us. We're at $97,000. And that's concerning. That's concerning because the market's showing a bullish divergence. So a few days ago, we had a bearish divergence. Now we have a bullish divergence forming. Confusing because is it over? Is it not? Aren't we going to last until tomorrow? Maybe at the end of the week? Clear this week off, because what we need is a red candle. We need a red candle. We need 1 or 2 red candles, right? On a weekly, on a higher time frame. We just don't have that, brother. We just don't have that. Do you know what I mean? And it's sad. It's sad that we don't have that. So yes, he's a SEM, brother. He's a SEM. So we don't have that. Now, I know you've asked me, is it a good idea to flip into altcoins with your BTC? Now, here's what I'm going to say. So earlier on, as I mentioned, when BTC dumped 15%, right? When BTC dumped 15%, others dumped 25, 30, 40, 50%, right? So, of course, this is not financial advice, by the way. You do whatever you want to do. It's your money. Go and burn it, right? But I'm just going to talk to you about a theory, all right? Let's put it this way, right? So, I don't follow left, right translated, bro. It's only whatever the market does. I follow the sentiment, the trend, right? Follow the money, forget the rest. Right now, none of that matters, right? You've known me very well. Come on, how long have you known me? 4 years now, right? You know I'm not bothered about these left translated, right translated, none of this nonsense. I don't care about any of those stuff, right? I'm only following the trend and that's it, right? And so far on the weekly, we have been showing signs that the market needs to calm down on the weekly. So on the weekly, we have been overbought for a very long time. And being overbought is not a problem. We could be there for months. It's not an issue. Problem is when we start flipping bearish. And we have a bearish divergence on the weekly. That's dangerous. That means that, you know, maybe not this week, maybe not next week's, but maybe in the new year, we could actually potentially dump heavy. An unexpected dump, and that's the one we don't want, because we don't want a black swan, right? Because if we dump uncontrollably and we cannot predict that it's going to happen, right? Like, for example, I can't give you a number. I'll turn around and say, actually, KR, I think we're going to go to 90k because that's what the chart says, that's what the indicators say, that's what the Fibonacci says, right? And then all of a sudden we dump all the way to 50k. That's something we cannot predict, and that's what will happen. That's what will happen. So that's one of the reasons why I'm so concerned. And as I mentioned, so let me go back to your altcoin thing, right? So remember what I said. If the market ends, we know alts are going to dump 80, 90, 95%, some of them even 99%. We know that. So let's, keep that in mind, right? That's going to happen. However, when we're looking right now, BTC dumps, 15%. Other altcoins dump 20, 30%. At that time, the theory is, yes, you are going to accumulate a lot more of the alt if you buy with BTC because of the percentage difference, right? If everything is green, for example, and you flip over, well, your percentage kind of stays the similar, because if everything's pumping 5% on average, then you're still making 5%. But now you got a dip, so you would be buying with BTC a bigger dip in the altcoin, right? And on the reversal, you could make more. You understand? But whatever you do, have a strategy, have a plan, because one of the things that you need to understand, if the market takes a complete dive, right, it just goes south, you have to have a stop loss. If you're not going to use a stop loss, I don't know what to say, because that's what I've been promoting the whole time, man. Whole time. Okay, says I knew the answer before he said it. But it's true. You know me. Come on, you know me, right? It's follow the money, because end of the day, look, trend is your friend until the end, right? Why are we going to deny that, right? When we're predicting moves, right? When we're predicting moves, and one of the things that I do here all the time, right? I'm literally telling you guys what we're expecting, right? What we're expecting to happen in a day, 2 days, a week from now, whenever, based on what the chart is saying, right? So the chart so far, I've been banging on about how we've been overbought on the weekly, but we're fine as long as we don't point down, and we've now pointed down. So the RSI is pointing down. That means that we could easily keep on coming down and create these I would say higher lows, right? Higher lows, and we start coming down. So that's not a good thing. Of course, if we go sideways at around $92,000, maybe even up to 86 to 88k, then we're fine. That's a good thing, by the way. That's the one I'm proposing. I'm saying that's where we need to be, and I think they already know that as well. They know that as well. The institutions, whoever, they already know that. Ned Flanders says, Flandy says the BTC being heavily influenced by big money. Yes, that's what I'm saying. BTC's been weaponized, my brother. Right, Ned, BTC has been weaponized by the institutions, right? And what they're doing is they're playing with us. They're manipulating the market, because remember, they're well experienced, right? In the stock markets, they do that. It's illegal. But in crypto, it's wild, wild west. And that's what they're trying to do right now, right? They're playing with us, messing with everybody, messing with the psychology. We know, like me, I'm a chart guy. I do TA, right? So I'm a TA guy. So on my TA, when I do an analysis, or technical analysis, right, I'm analyzing and telling people what's about to happen a day from now, 2 days from now, or what the probability of something happening is more likely. So I'm giving them the probability, right? I'm like, okay, this should be happening. This is probable. This must happen, right? So these are the kind of words I will use, right? So I know we're gone to a particular level. We have to get to another level. And that's how I kind of keep the community kind of grounded. Like, guys, you know what's about to happen because this is what I've mentioned, right? And of course, my videos are evidence of that. The Discord channel, as I say, they are both kind of an extension of each other, because we sometimes have a conversation there and I'll bring the conversation here, finish it off here, or I'll start here and I'll finish it over there, whatever the case is, right? But that's what it is. So when I'm giving you a TA, I'm not just saying, oh, we're gonna go to the moon or something like this, just hyping and doing all sorts of BS with a bunch of lines. One of the things you will not notice, right, even though I have a chart right now in front of me, right, because I have a chart in my car all the time, but I don't show charts because I want you to go and see that. When I'm saying a weekly RSI, what's the point in me showing it to you on a video? Because 2 minutes later you forgot about it, because some next other YouTube, you might visit another YouTube channel and you're listening to something else, and all of a sudden you're watching something else. Now your mind is all mumbo jumbo. You have no idea what's going on. So when I say a weekly RSI, look at a weekly RSI. Take note. When I say the daily RSI, look at that. When I say the daily price is showing that we need to go to that level, or this is probably a resistance, go and use the Fibonacci's and all of those tools that are there. Go and see it, because that's what I see. And my numbers don't change. When I give a particular number, I don't change those numbers. That's a fact. I don't change my numbers. If I say that's the target, that's the price we're going to go, there is no ifs and buts. That's the price we're going to go, right? That's how confident I am with my analysis. If I'm not, I won't publish it. Do you know what I mean? So Ned says, agreed, but they can get away with it because of lack of regulation. I noticed this recently with the random big dips when everything was projected to rise. Exactly, and that's what I said earlier on in the video as well, that when we think the market's ready to go up, all the indicators, everything flashing going up, they dump it. When we think it's about to go down and we're excited, right, all of us are excited, or we finally might get the correction that we need, because traditionally that's how the market plays. We have a 20-25% correction, right, even up to 30% correction, not a problem. And we're hoping for that, because that prolongs the market. That allows us to move forward in time. That allows us to have a higher price later on, right? But they're getting us to a situation where they might just pull the plug, right? And all of us get dumped. You know what I mean? We just lose money, but they don't care, because they got billions and billions of dollars. In fact, trillions. And I mentioned that earlier on in this video as well, right? They got trillions of dollars on the sideline waiting to buy. So they're all their buy orders already, just like myself, how I've mentioned on yesterday's video. I mentioned it on the Discord group. I mentioned it as well. Right at the end of yesterday's video live stream, I said to everyone, I said, guys, I'm going to, after I finish this, I'm going to go home and I'm actually going to set my buy orders to buy at specific levels. You understand? And that's exactly what I did. So I actually ended up buying. Right, so even though the market bled out, it stopped me out, so I was saved there. I had my funds, and then I used the same fund to buy a little bit more than I had before of the coin. So it's not about the money. You just recycle the money to get more, accumulate more, basically. That's what I did. As soon as I did that and then market moved up, I'm back up. But I also did that with the stop loss, because I don't trust what the market's doing. I've never welcomed the institutions. I've always mentioned this on all of my videos. I said we've everybody wants regulation, right? But the regulation doesn't help us. The regulation, crypto is supposed to be decentralized, and it's becoming centralized, or at least becoming controlled by the centralized parties. That's the problem I see. And they understanding, they're like, okay, hold on, we can make billions and trillions here. Because once you taste that 10-15% a day, because come on, traditional markets, how much do you make? Maybe once in a blue moon, something pumps, right? That's a different story. But in traditional markets, 1-2%, 3-4%, 5% a month, that's great. You're a genius if you could do that kind of money, right? If you can make that kind of money, you're a genius. People call you the pro, the best of the best traders. That's what they get. They get tagged, right? Some of the best traders in the thing, they make 8% a month, right? Wow. We make that in a day. So now that they've tasted this, now that a lot of these, of course they've tasted it before, but now that they're tasting it with big money, when you put $1 billion and you're doing 10%, right? Hold on. I just made $100 million, right? It's better than what the company performs in an entire year. So when they're making that kind of money, they've just tasted it. You think they're going to walk away from? No, they're going to make as much money as possible. They're going to milk the money. They're going to rinse the money, right? So that's what I see anyway. Whether people understand it or not, that's a whole different story. But yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think I do feel that they've kind of weaponized BTC against all of the other altcoins. Right, they've weaponized Bitcoin against all the other altcoins, and they're doing this on purpose, right? They're definitely doing this on purpose. And yeah, so for us now, we have to be more careful. And I've told everybody, I said, look guys, this is the beginning of the end of the bull market, right? We are at that particular place where now the institutions are in control. They're just going to dump and actually crash the market. Yes, we had the same problem before, by the way, so don't get me wrong, we've had the same problems before, but before it was the whales. The whales who had thousands and thousands and thousands, in fact, some people close to 1 million coins. Yeah, those are the OGs, since the 2009, 2010. Those guys are OGs. They've been holding since it was a couple of cents. So, of course, we had the whales doing that to us before. But the whales, even when the whales did it, it wasn't as bad, right? But now it's like they're playing games with us. Do you know what I mean? It's like a cat and mouse. It's like, okay, we're going to bait you. That's what they're doing. Just baiting us. They're just basically playing with, messing with our emotions. Because how can you break a chart? Do you know what I mean? When the whales did it, yeah, maybe it just dumped. Yeah, but we saw the charts overstretched. We saw all of those things and we knew something was coming. But now when we see one thing on the indicators, they're doing the opposite. It's like, what the hell? It's not possible. So Ned says, remember, BTC became popular because of its unregulated, and people bought drugs and all sorts of illegal stuff with BTC. Now it's a big pump and dumps and NFTs, etc. I have to disagree with people bought drugs. I really have to disagree. People do buy drugs. They buy drugs with cash. In fact, they buy billions and billions of dollars worth, right? Maybe $1 trillion market, probably $10 trillion market, with cash. That's the reality. So let's not give that credit to BTC. It could be any currency, right? That's just what they accepted. Fine. Idiots found out that it could be tracked. So now they're using something else. They're using Monero. You know what I mean? So the point is, it's not BTC. The biggest drug deals happen with cash. Right, let's just be honest, right? And the first ever proper international drug dealer was UK, by the way, right? My country, right? It was the British that was they were trading opium, right? So the biggest official drug dealers. So, and it all gets done with cash. Do you know what I mean? So cash is the biggest thing that's being used. It's not BTC. That didn't popularize it. What did popularize it, right, is basically some people, right, a few people, handful of people coming on board, right, and marketing it properly, because all the drug use and this and that actually made a lot of people that would have been coming to crypto, made them divert away. They're like, no, this is criminal stuff. So actually all of that news, all of that use on buying drugs and whatnot didn't help BTC, because a lot of normal people who didn't really understand what it is, they stayed away because of that, and they stayed away for many years because of that. Yes, they've come back now. Do you know what I mean? So you got to understand the reality behind this, right? And as I said, any crypto could be used. It doesn't matter. Doge could be used, Ethereum could be used. XRP could be used. It doesn't matter. Whatever the people thought was a good thing at that time, that's all it was. But it wasn't like, because what you got to understand, those drugs were not being sold for thousands of dollars or millions of dollars. People were just buying recreational drugs, right? So yeah, they were buying heavy stuff, right? But don't get me wrong there. I know that's illegal. They were doing that. But what were they buying? A couple of $100 worth, maybe, So that's the same stuff on the streets, but they were able to get that delivered to them and whatnot. You know what I mean? So there's always a market for that. It's the biggest business on the planet. You know what I mean? So yeah, if anyone wants to get involved in a business, drug dealing, bro. I'm joking. I'm joking. Anyway, Ned says they realize that with enough money they can move the needle. So far where they make money on the buy and the sell, and everyone else left holding the bag. Bag lying to us. Well, yeah, I mean, look, since the institutions have come on board, I think I'm the only person who hasn't been excited. I don't know about other YouTubers, but I can assure you, right, I'm the only person who's been against that. I said, that's not a good thing. That's the worst thing we could have ever asked for, right? Because now that they're coming in, yes, they're going to regulate it for everybody else but themselves. And what I mean by that is, remember, as a massive corporation institution, of course you're regulated, but that also means that there are gateways and doors open for you as a company, as a business, as an institution. There are other means, right? Tax evasion and whatnot, right? Tax exemption and whatnot. But as an individual, you don't have that. So they're kind of regulating everything for the individuals, making life harder. Like in the UK, we've had a massive exodus of a lot of massive crypto holders who just said F you to UK and left. Why? Because it's making life difficult. It's like, hold on, we want to earn, you want to pay taxes, but they're just making it so difficult. They're like, every action you take, so you buy Bitcoin, that's fine. But then if you sell Bitcoin, you have to pay taxes. If you transfer it to USD, you have to pay taxes. If you convert it to Ethereum, you have to pay taxes. Every single event is a taxable event. What the hell is wrong with you? Do people go to the stock market and buy, sell, and trade to make a large sum of money? Do they pay taxes on every single transaction? No, they don't. They pay when they come out, when they exit. You only pay when you exit, when you take profit. So until you take profit, for what? Do you know what I mean? So it's insanity what's going on. So a lot of people are just saying F you and leaving, because it's becoming like, I've talked about this in another video as well, 1984 kind of a surveillance thing, right? Complete control. It's like, yeah, it's totalitarianism. That's what it's called, right? But it's hilarious, but that's what it is anyway. So Ned says, originally, I mean, like being anonymous was a big reason for its popularity. That was something a lot of people assumed. But again, most people who assumed that, they just needed a currency to go and buy. They didn't really know it was anonymous or not, because that just proves, do you know what I mean? If people actually understood that there's a blockchain, part of the ledger, right, is a blockchain and it's public. Immediately, as soon as you hear the word it's public, you have a blockchain that's public, that tells you it's not anonymous. That immediately tells you it's not anonymous. Do you know what I mean? And then you buy. Where'd you buy from? If you buy it from local Bitcoin, maybe you could stay anonymous or something similar like this, right? Or you get it from a friend, yeah, maybe you could. But if you go to an exchange, you've done a KYC, bro. You've done a KYC. You're not anonymous. So that's one of the things as well you got to understand. And there are millions of coins, by the way. I mean, I think up to now it's about 5 million coins which are unaccounted for, including Satoshis, right? That are floating about. They can't do nothing with it, because whoever nicked them, stole them, or whatever, or scammed people or sold drugs for it, right? They know they can get tracked, because everyone, CIA, FBI, MI5, GCHQ, you name it, all the Metropole, you name it, they're all watching those coins, because they've all been tagged. They're known as colored Bitcoin, right? So they're all been tagged, right? So as soon as it pops into an exchange, boom, we got you. You know what I mean? So that's what's going to happen. Roach, my brother, nice to see you. So that's what it is. But as I said, it's just the currency. That's not a way to look at it. But the way I'm saying, look, all of those things are just drama. They've always been a drama. Yes, the only genuine things that we can say good and bad, right? For example, Bitcoin being adopted by many people because of the early people who believed in it or held it or had it, they were giving it away and advertising it. Yes, we thank them. We thank them for promoting Bitcoin. And also these days, they are still the largest holders, but they also have access to institutions. So they've not just gone and promoted it on YouTube and you and me, random places. They've gone to actual conferences and whatnot, big shows, and they've advertised it non-stop. They've been doing it for a decade now, decade plus, right? They've been doing it. But they are also influential enough that they have access to a lot of these institutions, and they've advertised it. They've given them a plan. They said, look, this is how this thing works, right? So here we are. Hence why we have people like Michael Saylor and other people coming on board. And of course, Michael Saylor, we have to thank him as well, because regardless whether he's an institution, whether he's buying with free money, with money that he's got on a freaking loan, doesn't matter. He has been one of the #1 promoters in this last cycle. Let's be honest about it, right? We have to give him credit where it's due, right? He has been the biggest promoter since 2020, right? Whether he's bought it before or not, I don't know. I can't say, right? We don't know, right? We can only go by what he says, but we know that he's publicly been promoting the crap about it. And you got to understand, he is part of the institutions. He's connected, right? You know, I mentioned something on another video the other day. A lot of people didn't understand this, right? He knows the Donald Trump and his family. He knows the family for 20 years. He knows the family for 20 years. So you're telling me Donald Trump didn't know about it, and his family, they all know about it. Do you know what I mean? So openly there's one thing, and you know, behind the scenes there's another thing, right? So you got to understand, politics is a whole different story. But yeah. Oh yeah, CoffeeZilla. I respect CoffeeZilla. CoffeeZilla, Zach BTC, we love him. Zach BTC on Twitter, love him, and CoffeeZilla, love him. And you know, if somebody wants to go and watch all my videos or give it to CoffeeZilla to track me or something, or find out who I am, what I'm about, by all means, CoffeeZilla could go and research me, because you know, he can see anybody, like most of the viewers. And I don't want to. I'm not promoting anything. I'm not saying anything here, but people who have watched me for the last 4 years, they know what I'm about. I'm warning people. I'm telling people what the truth is. Just to kind of open their eyes. I'm like, guys, wake up. Yes, fine. We're all happy. We want to see BTC go to $1 million, go to $10 million. We want to see that. We want to see all the other altcoins that we have right now, the genuine, like the top 100 coins, also lead the way and actually do something good. And of course, the rest of the 99% are shit coins. Yeah, they can go to hell. We don't really care about them. But of course, if we're going to go in and, you know, play some pump and dump, why not? That's not a problem, right? But I'm not going to pump it to you. Do you know what I mean? So I don't shill coins. Right, that's a fact here. I don't shill coins. So very rare, right? But rare as in, what I mean by that, I will not shill something that hasn't already been shilled. So if I talk about XRP, it's already in the news, so I'll talk about XRP. If I talk about, say for example, the other day I talked about Songbird, it's already out there, so I'll talk about it. I talked about Pepe, it's already out there, so there's nothing new. I'm not giving you a new coin. Do you know what I mean, right? Yes, there is one thing. For example, yesterday's live stream where I said the thumbnail was I'm creating a meme coin. Yeah, if we create a meme coin, which I am planning to do, by the way, so if I do that, then I'll shill that, but again, in the most honest and, you know, the open way as possible, the most transparent way possible, right? Because there's nothing hidden. I want everybody to know what it's about, because there is so much behind it that unless you really ask me, right, but rather than criticizing me or something, because I had that yesterday. Someone's like, oh, what's your credentials and whatnot. I was like, credentials? I'm here telling you that we need an ecosystem where we can avoid rugs, we can avoid these scammers and whatnot, because people are scamming people for coffee money, right? For like $10, $5, $10. So when you have that kind of scam going on and 20,000 meme coins coming on, is that a good thing? We'd rather have one meme coin or maybe 10, 20 meme coins coming through an organization who are vetting this, or who are at least controlling the rugs, so there's no rugs. You know what I mean? That's what we want to do, be a trustworthy thing. That's a whole different story. But yeah, I love CoffeeZilla. It's good. Roach, what are you saying? You're with the hat today. What do you mean? You don't like my hat? Do you like my hat or not? It's my favorite hat, brother. What's going on, bro? You like my hat, yeah? Awesome. I'll put it on more often. I'll put it on more often. I don't wear it. This is my favorite. It's one of my oldest hat. Every time like I go rotate through my caps, this pops up every now and then, so I'll put it on. But yeah, it is one of my most favorite. I like the material. It's very nice. Actually, this has got a matching blazer with it as well. So this hat has a matching blazer with it as well. Oh man. Manil says hat's 30. Thank you. Granddad worn it. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna be a granddad soon anyway. So looks can be deceiving, you know. I'm probably a granddad in crypto already. Let's just put it this way. So, but anyway. Now let's talk about crypto, guys. So of course, BTC today's recovering. As I mentioned to KR, the strategy would be look at the percentage and maybe it's a good thing. However, just be cautious. Just because we got a green candle today doesn't necessarily mean that the weekly is going to be green. Because if we still close red or we close in that red candle, next week we could potentially have another red. So just be cautious. That's what I'm saying. I know what you mean, bro. I know what you mean, money. I know what you mean. Yeah, manly. Sorry, you know what? It's so tiny because it's on a little tiny screen. So tiny, sometimes I can't read it. But manly, yeah. So yeah, no, I get what you mean. I get what you mean. So yeah, guys, this is the reality. This is what's going on. You know, so it's sad. It's sad. You know, I genuinely feel that they've weaponized Bitcoin. You know, like I've made it into an indicator and they've weaponized it. How freaking crazy is that, right? I've been banging on about how Bitcoin is my indicator, and these fuckers, these institutions have literally come on board and figured out how to weaponize it against all of us, right? So, all a correction. No, that's not a correction. You call that a correction? Come on, bro. What's up, Matthew? Nice to see you, my brother. You didn't say nothing on Discord. You joined the other day and you just said something high and left. But anyway, you get the whole thing. Like, you understand how Discord works, right? But what was I saying? So Bitcoin, we're expecting 20-25%. And by the way, when I say 20-25%, I don't mean from now. I mean, the way you calculate it is the top, right? So say, for example, we were at 108K. This week, we went like this particular week, we went to 108K. So we calculate the entire percentage to the bottom from that. And yesterday's dump or today's dump, whatever you want to call it, that dump was only about 15%. So that wasn't a big dump for us. Do you know, how can you call that a correction? That's not a correction. That's nothing. That's nothing. That's just a blip. Do you know what I mean? Because in crypto, listen, if you don't expect to see a correction, should be 20-25%. 50% invalidates. That means you're in a bear territory, right? So as long as you're above 50%, and you have like 20-25%, 30%, you're fine. That's what a good pattern looks like. When you do ABC patterns, I don't know if you know about ABC patterns, but if it's an ascending ABC pattern, then it could come up to all the way back to 50%. That's not an issue as long as it doesn't go below 50%. You know what I mean? So, but we don't want a 50% because that would cause a lot of panic and a lot of liquidations, right? People will bleed out, right? Of course, I'm going to get excited because that means more discount, more accumulation. But leave that all aside. Leave my excitement aside. 20-25% is reasonable, right? And then, but when we're there, we can't just like a black swan, for example, we dump down, fine. We can't just recover immediately. And that recovery is what I'm concerned about, because that means that this was a manipulation where the institutions decided to dump it and have a specific level where they actually had a buy order preset. That's what's happened here. They had a preset buy order. So they dumped it to the level that we spoke about, right? We spoke about this. Go and watch yesterday's live stream and you see what I mean. At that time, the price was around 96 or 97,000 or something like this. I can't remember, or 94 or 5. I'm not sure. That's what I did mention the price. And then I said, look, we're expecting 92 to 90, right? That's where I would love to see it go. And we went to 92,000. And then just after that, I went to Discord and I actually, KR asked me, how low can we go? And I published a chart, slightly different chart with my number, with the Fibonacci. So the evidence, I gave it to the Discord channel, and it's there for everybody to see, and the tools that I'm using, so they can see that, oh, this guy's used this to calculate this. So it's not like, oh, I'm just randomly throwing numbers. There's a mathematical calculation there. So I gave the calculation and the numbers there. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, 70 is okay as well. Ideally, we don't want to go that far. But remember, if you calculate from $108,000 and then you come down. So I'll give you a good example of this, right? I'll tell you what it is, by the way. I'll tell you, right? Because I do have my chart open here, so I can actually measure. Let me measure this, and I'll tell you what that means. Like if we do get that number, right? So from 108,000, if we went back to 86,000, that's 20%. That's 20%. So even if we go to, say, for example, 70, anything above 72, yeah, that's pretty much within range. That's pretty much within range, right? And if you want to see, by the way, let me know in the chat. If you want to see, I'll flip my camera over and you guys could see what I'm seeing, basically, right? And that will make total sense to you, because I always look at charts in a particular way. I'm not too fussed about all of the stuff. I just want to see the numbers. You know what I mean? But every now and then I can open up and see what's going on. But yeah, you know. But again, if you look at the charts, guys, if you look at the numbers, all right. Yes, a lot of them are starting to recover again, right? But that recovery isn't good. What we need to see is BTC do nothing. Nothing. A day, 2 days, 3, 4, 5 days, nothing. Every day candle just goes up and down sideways. We need a sideways movement. We don't want to see a higher time frame sideways, because that's risky. We want to see a lower time frame, like a daily sideways movement for I would say 5, 6 days. A week is good, right? We might as well call it a week, right? But up to a week, we want to see that. 2 weeks is even better. If we can see a massive sideways movement, that literally resets all the indicators, and then we go to a territory. So this is what you got to understand when I mean reset. What we want is everything to say oversold, but we don't necessarily have to sell to be oversold. All we have to do is move sideways and do nothing to be in the oversold territory, because that then gives us the indicator to buy again. So that's when we buy the dip, right? And then from that point onwards, there's only one direction you're going. You know what I mean? That's what it is. So these are crazy technical things that I kind of do, and that's how I look at the market anyway. So let's see what it does. I see loads of people here, guys. Smash those like button, hit that subscribe if you haven't already. Do consider joining our Discord, where we have all sorts of conversations, and I do share charts and whatnot there if the community wants. But I'm not a pushy guy, so most of the guys on YouTube or on Discord will know as well. I'm not a pushy guy. It's not like I'm pushing a narrative, whatnot, and this and that. But there is one thing I am going to do, as I mentioned, that I am launching a meme coin. That's a different story. But yeah, I'm doing it. People want to come or not, that's an entire different story. So that's going to happen soon. You know, because you know what? As I mentioned, there was a video that inspired me, and basically one of the founders of Ethereum. This is a guy that you don't see much on the news, right? His name is Joe, something Joe, anyway, whatever his name is. So yeah, he's not well known. He mentioned something, and that clicked to me. He said even Bitcoin is a meme coin. I'm thinking, what's he talking about? But when he explained it, it made sense. Actually, Bitcoin is a meme coin. Because if you go and tell people, you go and tell your friends and family or someone random, right? You just go up there and say, have you heard of cryptocurrency? The first thing they're going to say is Bitcoin. And these days, they might even say Ethereum and XRP, but they don't know the rest. Half the people don't even know there's a coin called Solana. Would you believe that? They don't know there's a coin called Solana. They don't know there's a coin called BNB, Binance coin. They don't even know that, right? They don't know. They know Binance is an exchange. They don't know Binance has a coin. They don't know it's ranked number 4 in the world. They don't know that. That's how hilarious it is, right? So think about it. Because of various news and whatnot, or other conversations, they've heard of Bitcoin. That's the number 1 coin that they mention. And then if you say, do you know others? They'll probably say Ethereum and XRP. Imagine that. So that makes it into a freaking meme coin. That is a meme. That's a meme. You know what I mean? So it makes sense to me. And I'm like, you know what? That's what it is. So ultimately, Bitcoin is what it is today because of the belief people have put into it. Regardless the miners and whatnot, yes, they also play a part into it, but ultimately because people believe it, people hold it, and that's what makes it decentralized. Ethereum, everyone says it's sufficiently decentralized. Why? Because originally it wasn't decentralized, right? It wasn't, because the founders had most of the assets and whatnot, but it got decentralized because more and more people, public, hold the coins now. Hence why it's sufficiently decentralized. Do you know what I mean? So I think that if the community LCX, which one's LCX, brother? What's LCX? What's it called? Tell me what it is. What is LCX? I won't shill your coin if that's your coin. I won't shill it, but I'll have a look. Let me see what LCX is. Where is it? LCX. Don't worry, I got the tools here. Let me just quickly search it. European Exchange of Europe. Huh? European Exchange of what, brother? I see a chart for LCX crypto, but what is it? Let's have a look. I see. Is on a mission. So LCX is on a mission to redefine finance as we know it, becoming new category leader in innovating capital markets powered by blockchain technology. LCX established one of the world's first regulated and compliant blockchain ecosystems for professional investors. I see. Okay. But that first paragraph explains it all. It's not for you and me. So why are we so? This is the problem. Let me explain, right? And don't take this the wrong way, Manil. Don't take this the wrong way. Understand what I'm saying. I'll buy. By the way, I'll buy this if I think it's the next BNB. I'll buy this. I'm not joking. This is. But understand what I'm about to say here. LCX is a company that's promoting all of this, right? Saying we have a blockchain. We're going to do it for the institutions. We're going to do, all of those investors, and that's what we're promoting for. They have a coin. People are hyping the coin. Who are aping into the coin? All of us, right? All of us are going to ape into the coin. Aren't we just funding them to build this stuff? Isn't that what we're doing? But I'm saying there's nothing wrong with it, but we need to be conscious about it. We need to say, we know we funded you. You're collecting money from us. All those token sales are coming from you. Right? So when we go and hype these things, when we go and buy these things, we're funding them. We're giving money back to their pocket. All that money they've invested in building this project, if it's a genuine blockchain, yeah, they've done it, no problem. They built a blockchain for the institutions, right? We're funding them. We're funding them. Binance was a whole different story. When Binance came out, we needed another alternative exchange. We needed an alternative exchange. And at that time, there was only one or two exchanges that were offering their own cryptocurrency. Right? And there were no fee discounts and whatnot. So Binance, when they promoted it, made sense. We need an alternative. We need one in the decentralized world. But they turned out to be centralized as well. Binance is centralized, by the way. Binance is centralized, as centralized as it gets. Can we trust them? Pretty much, right? Because of CZ and what his vision is. But he's been to prison for a month or two, right? Why? Because it's centralized. You know what I mean? If it was fully decentralized, they wouldn't be able to touch him. But you can't operate an exchange with fiat and whatnot, right? Unless you are regulated. So things get. He says I'm in like Five Guys burgers. Yeah, that's fine. Listen, going in, as I said, even me, I'll probably invest into it if I think it's good. But what we need to understand with a lot of these projects, right, especially when they come out, when I see, for example, LCX has obtained 9 crypto-related registrations by the Financial Market Authority of Liechtenstein, right? I've got a problem because, Liechtenstein or Liechtenstein or whatever that area is, did you know that's where people go to be anonymous? Right? You know that's the capital to be Liechtenstein, whatever it's called, right? But that's where people go to be anonymous. So if they've got all of that over there, I've got a bit of. It's like saying, "Oh, we're based in Seychelles," or it might be another SBF, right? Another, what was it called, man? FTX. That's how FTX was. Seychelles, Liechtenstein. Do you know what I mean? So take it with a pinch of salt. If you do buy, put a stop loss. That's what I'm gonna say. But ultimately, look, this is what the reality is, right? And this is what I'm kind of annoyed with, to be honest. Hence why I talked about that meme coin, right? And I'll kind of briefly explain. So I hope this makes sense. Don't take it the wrong way. I'm not plugging anything. In fact, I haven't even given it a name. I haven't created anything. It's just I'm in planning phases. So this is the idea. All right? The idea is, look, we all want to make money. Of course we all do. But the problems we face is institutions pre-investing before launching a project. So most of the projects that have VCs and all the venture capital, they're all registered, by the way. They all have institutional backing. Money doesn't go, they won't give it to a Tom, Dick and Harry like you and me. You go and create a coin and say, right, I'm going to be decentralized. Give me money to fund it. They won't give it to you. Let's be real, right? They will give it because they done the KYC, they done the due diligence, they know they're going to get the money back, they know who to go and find, right? All of those things are done. So ultimately, you sell your soul or whatever, right? You know, one hand gives and the other hand takes, right? So that's how they basically get that investment. So investment's not coming for free. Just because some guy turns around and says, oh, I believe in this project. Yeah, I've invested $1 million because I believe in it. No, he didn't believe in it. He's invested $1 million because he's going to make $10 million out of you. That's why he's invested that. That's the whole idea of VC. VCs don't make money for nothing. So that's the idea, right? So that's the reality. So I thought, you know what? Instead of institutions coming in, why can't the community come together and do something? So you take the institutions away completely. It's like, right, here's a venture capital fund. Here's everybody. You come in and you invest, right? In a whole different way. And whatever funds are there, yeah, you vest it for a certain amount of time and then you distribute it to everybody. But that's the original amount. People are free to go and buy and sell, but that original, normally what the devs hold, what the founders hold, that everybody's part of it. That changes the whole dynamics. It creates a whole community. It creates a whole trust. You know what I mean? So that's where we should look into those kind of projects and trust those projects. That's what I'm saying. Not me. Don't trust me. I don't care. But that's what I feel that people need to trust. You know what I mean? Something that is community backed, founded by the community, built by the community, for the community, and the community is completely safe because they're not going to get rugged, because they're not going to get dumped, right? And even if the say for example the foundation is going to sell, there's a vesting date. Everybody knows when that date is coming. You know what I mean? So everyone knows. Nobody's rugging. That's the beautiful thing, and I think that's how things need to be properly decentralized. Right? We don't need institutions coming in because end of the day, come on guys, the technology's moved so far. We can use blockchains to build blockchains. You know, there are APIs and other softwares out there to actually make a blockchain. It's so easy, right? So you can make a blockchain. You just got to put your mind to it. Okay, maybe you can't do it. Get a developer. You can do it yourself. It's not that expensive to do a blockchain, right? The most expensive thing on a blockchain is probably all the API calls that you're going to do. So your servers, basically, that's probably the most expensive thing. Other than that, it's easy to do. That's the easy part, right? Creating a cryptocurrency, it depends who you go to and what you do, what kind of software you use. But anything from 1 minute to 10 minutes maximum to make a cryptocurrency. It's easy. Creating communities become easy as well these days because all you need to do is go and connect some sort of an AI or whatever and start pumping, right? Just pump on social media non-stop. And when you do that, all of a sudden you'll realize that now you have so many people following you because they want either a free airdrop or whatever. So growing a community has become easy as well. You know what I mean? Because there are hundreds of people, thousands of people, millions of people, right? Ready to go and dive into some of these if they're going to get something for free. Right? They don't care if it's one for free. They'll come in. So there are incentives for people. But I'm thinking, you know what? We've come to this level where why are we funding these projects for? Right? Why doesn't the community come together and fund something themselves? For themselves? You know, build something from that. And of course, while you're doing that, make loads of money. You know what I mean? Matthew says, I agree, Sham, I'll buy it. When I launch it, brother, I'll announce it. As I said, I'll announce it. But my whole vision is, look, I could create something. I could stay anonymous. This is the truth, by the way. I could create something. I could be anonymous. I could shill it to you guys. I don't even have to talk about it here. I'll just leave it there on some random Telegram, on some random Twitter, whatever. No one knows. No one's wiser. No one knows who it is, right? I could do that. Right, and I could hold up to 10% of the supply, and everyone's not okay with that. Oh, the devs got 10%. It's okay because most devs have 10%. It's okay, you know. I could do all of those things. Create a wow paper and launch it, white paper and everything. Launch it. But to me, that's all BS now. I'm like, you know, that's all BS. Who gives a damn about that? How many projects do you think people care about what the white paper says? I don't think people care anymore, right? They don't care because we've had all sorts of promises, right? I don't think people really care anymore. Yes, early days, by the way, when we had a few hundred, a few thousand cryptocurrencies, we cared. Let's be transparent and honest about it. We cared. But now that we have bloody 4 or 5 million cryptocurrencies, do you think people really care what they're promoting? People really don't. What matters is the community. How strong is the community? Is the community trustable? Those are the things people are looking for. And that's what I'm aiming to do. That's the movement I'm going for. I'm like, I want to build a community where we have trust within ourselves because you can't rug yourself. That's the one thing you can't do. How do you rug yourself? It's fucking impossible to rug yourself. So, SM, you watching from the beginning. Awesome, my brother. Yeah, I thought it was you. SM, I thought it was you, brother. So until I realized it wasn't, then I was like, right, I'm going to FN blind this guy. So, yeah. KO6E2X4 says we need you in the Nero pump. Nero, we've already had that pumped on our Discord not long ago. I'm sure SM was part of that pump as well. So yeah, we've done that maybe month, 2 months ago, because we actually have a meme coin king who promotes meme coins, right? When he sees a good opportunity in the market, like the charts and everything, so he does a lot of research. He promotes it to our Discord channel, and then we all go and buy, and we make a lot of money, and we dump it. That's what we do. So yeah, we do that already. But regardless, what I'm saying is, look, as a community, come together, have a community movement, community vision, build something, and then have this, build this trust. Because most important thing is trust. Because I trust everybody. Some people say to me, why do you trust everyone? Like me talking to you guys, being honest. They're like, why do you tell everybody everything on a YouTube, dude? Why are you being so honest for? Like, what have I got to lose? And what have I got to gain? I've got nothing to gain from you. Do you know what I mean? If I be honest with you and I'm going to lose something, I've got a problem, right? And if I be honest with you and I gain something, maybe that's not a problem. You see what I mean? So if I'm being honest with you, I don't see a problem in me being honest with you and actually gaining your trust. And I'm obviously trusting everybody for that. You know what I mean? So that's what it is. Manil says, all these new coins, I don't bother, get rug pulled. Just stick to the standard ones. Yeah, no, true. Listen, most people who come in, Manil, most people who come to me and say to me, brother, what's your suggestion? I always say, do you know what, bro? To be safe, stay on the top 10. And if you're a bit adventurous, maybe top 20, top 50 of the coin market cap, by the way. That's all I say. I said, just go and stick there. Don't risk the others because you won't understand what it is. And then, of course, when we do the meme coins, right? Yeah, we all do meme coins. And I always say to people, guys, if you're going to invest $100 USDT, then, of course, you want to make more money, $10, $20, whatever. As an example I'm giving to you. You want to make 10%, 20%, maybe even 1,000%, no problem. But you get that back in USD, it's fine. That's your USD to USD. But if you invested one Solana, and the Solana price is moving as well, it's going up as well. And when you sell for a higher price in the Fiat, you realize you're getting less Solana, don't do that. Your target should be, if you put one Solana, you should make 2 Solana minimum, right? If not more. You should at least make that. If you're going to go in with USDT or USDC, you want to double your money. That's the whole target. If you're not going to do that, then don't play this game because it's highly risky and most of them, 99% of them are rugs. There are 10 to 20,000 coins being printed per day. And out of that, 2, 3, 4, let's just, for the sake of this video, let's just say 10 of them are genuine. They have a genuine community. They're there. The devs are there. Everyone's there. Genuine community, right? Out of 20,000 coins, 10 of them, that's the reality, guys. So do understand this. Most of these guys, as I said, it's a proven fact, by the way. A lot of these coins, they're pumping every day. There are people out there pumping every day. They're actually rugging people after they've collected like $5, $10. Would you believe that? So people are getting rugged after $5, $10. It's hilarious. They just pull the liquidity. I'm like, my God. But they're doing that because that's, to some people probably, and that's what I'm assuming, no disrespect to anybody, to some people that's their daily income or something. I don't know. But if they're in that business, they're printing as many memes as possible and they're rugging people for $5. Well, do the maths, right? If they do 10,000 times 5, bro, that's a lot of money. You know what I mean? So maybe they're making a lot of money out of it. I don't know. But there's been rugs for $5, $10, $20, $30. They rug you after they've made $30. Why would you rug someone after you just made $30? Why would you pull the liquidity? Why would you? It doesn't make any sense. So quick. It's like, why would you do this? It doesn't make any sense. So that's what it is anyway. But yeah, no, I'm saying, look, if my whole proposal to the community and everybody else as well, I said, guys, it doesn't have to be me. I said, look, this is what I want to do. I know that I can't rug myself, number one. Number two, I'm telling you guys about this. I wouldn't sit here and tell you guys about this, right? Now, I've done other crypto projects, but I've never published them. I've talked about them, but I've never made them go live. And they're never going to go live, right? Because that's not what I want to do. But this, I want to make live because I think, you know what? As a community, right? Everybody should own something, right? And especially being part of a community, if you own a part of that, that's yours. Do you know what I mean? That's yours. And you know that I'm giving you that guarantee that end of the day, it's not going to be rugged. But again, it gets even better. I'm not just giving you that because you're also, if you participate in a particular way, there's 2 ways of participating. That's the idea anyway. You also become a developer. Do you know what I mean? You also become part of the foundation. So hold on. How do you rug yourself? You know what I mean? So that's one of the kind of technicalities that I'm working through. But anyway, so many different things. Let's see what happens anyway. But that's that. Anyway, Manil says, but don't get me wrong, money to be made. That's the whole idea. It's all about the money. That's what I say to people. I say, guys, it's all about the money. The only, when I say when we create a coin, we know we're not going to rug. That the whole point of that is at least the liquidity is not going anywhere. That's the key here. We know the liquidity is not going anywhere. Because end of the day, if we as a collaboration, as a cooperation, as a movement say, okay, there's 100 people come together and all of these 100 people put their funds together and say, right, we're going to be the founder. We're going to be the creator. That wallet is going to be the creator. We're all part of it, right? And then we decide maybe, at a particular market cap, we're going to distribute. So say 100 people are there. We're going to send equal amounts to the 100 people. Right, so the vesting is over. All of these 100 people would get a portion, whatever, according to their thing, like 1%, whatever. They get those coins back, right? We decide that. We pre-decide that, by the way. So again, the community, they will know about this. There's no white paper, but they will know. You put a website or whatever, you notify. They will know that the vesting ends at that time, or maybe a time. Okay, 6 months, 3 months. So so everybody that's coming in is transparent, black and white. Created by these guys. So there's 100 of them. They created it. They promised they're not going to rug. That's that there, right? And they promised that they are going to sell the whatever coins they hold, 5%, up to 10%, by the way, maximum 10%. So 100 people own 10% of the supply. And of course, you're free to go and buy whatever on the open market. That's a different story. Nobody needs to know about that. But 100 people hold this, and on this particular day or at that particular market cap, they're going to be distributing. So they're not selling, they're distributing it to all the people who are involved on the launch. So if it's 100 people, you split it in 100 to the 100 people. You know what I mean? So then that person decides what they want to do with it. How much more transparent can you be? So, and then the liquidity is there, because now if you're, say for example, you have a coin that goes to $1 million and you've got like, I don't know, half of that locked into liquidity, the liquidity never dries out. That's the beauty. So anyway, oh man, let's see. What is okay? I think it's Kobe, right? Kobe. I think it's pronounced Kobe. So Kobe says, yeah, but it did not pump. We the first Nero on chain. I've been here since first day. Okay, maybe you have another Nero. Probably there's another Nero. I don't know, bro. But there was a Nero that everyone was talking about on Discord, and many people bought it and it pumped. So yeah, that pumped. So if you've got a different Nero, we can't help you. Probably they were doing the Solana Nero, because there's so many Neros anyway. So Kobe says, bro, you got views to gain and YouTube money to make. Not exactly. I don't make YouTube money. In fact, my entire YouTube channel, even though it was monetized from like 6 months after creating the channel, my channel was monetized, but I actually switched off all monetization for a very long time. Until recently, I didn't switch it on. And even when I did switch it on, because I didn't hit the threshold for YouTube to pay me, I haven't been paid a dime since 2020. Since the launch of the channel, I have never been paid by YouTube. Never. That's the truth. I've never been paid by YouTube. So yeah, if you thinking that this guy's rolling, no, I don't. None of that. I do have members, and I used to have more members before, by the way. So before I switched off my thing, I used to have more members supporting the channel, right? Even then, because the total didn't add up to a certain amount, they didn't cash out. So whatever balance, and I've published, like I showed everybody the balance of this channel. So I think this month or next month, I think I'm going to get my first payment from YouTube. First payment from YouTube, and it's only a few coffee money anyway, so it doesn't matter. So I'm not here for the money or anything, and I'm not here for the views either. I know a lot of people have said, oh, you're here for the views and this and that, or you're clickbaiting and whatnot. No, it's just what it is. I tried to stay to the subject. We talked about BTC. I already did that. If you don't watch it from the beginning, you wouldn't know what I'm talking about. Like Bobby's gone back, like SM, right? He's gone back to watch it and realize that I was effing and blinding someone. But that's the truth. It is what it is. So Muniano says, Demon says, let's make a shitcoin called Tandoori token. Definitely. Why not? I don't see a problem with that. Why can't we have a Tandoori token? You know what I mean? They got coronation chicken, right? Which is literally named after the kings and queens coronation. You know that. Coronation chicken, right? It's an actual dish. Why can't we have a Tandoori chicken crypto? I don't see a reason, bro. Right? We do it. Kobe says top 400 for me and top 1200. Okay, I don't know what you're talking about, Kobe. Sorry, my brother. I'm a bit confused. I'm a bit lost. I'm a bit lost. Anyway, Manil says, you heard about hack to a coin going going that got rug pulled week and a half back. No, brother, I don't follow all of these things, man. Honestly, I stay away from news. I stay from, especially Twitter. So I used to be very active on Twitter or X, but I haven't posted in a while. To be honest, I haven't posted in a while, right? That's I just don't even open the app because there's so much crap going on. I just haven't got the time for that. When it comes to other crypto news through various groups, because I'm members in multiple groups, yeah, some stuff come by or not, but I have them all on mute, right? I'm even a part of a WhatsApp group as well, but I have them on a mute because end of the day, there's so much going on. How much can you take? So I don't look at these things. With me, when I go into meme coins and whatnot, to be honest, all the meme coins that I've gone into up to this day, every single penny that I've put in, right, whether it be Solana or USDC, right, whatever I've put in, believe it or not, the moment I press buy, I'm assuming it's gone. I've lost it, right? I've already been rugged, right? I use a sniper bot, so whenever I go in and I buy, like, traditional bot, whenever I do that, for me, I've already been rugged. For me, that's it, right? Of course, if it pumps, no problem, right? I'll take my cash out, I'll take my initial, and I'll walk away, right? But if it doesn't, then it doesn't. Do you know what I mean? But I don't go around thinking about like, oh, I'm gonna buy this and I'm gonna make a shit ton of money or whatever like this. No, I don't think like that. For me, it's like the moment I go into meme coin, that money is money I've already lost until I make it back. Does that make sense? Because that's what happens 99% of the time. If I don't take the money out ASAP, right, then what happens is the coin's already gone. Even if it doesn't rug, by the way, usually the liquidity dries out because everyone's dumped. Do you know what I mean? So that's the reality. So Suhail Sajid says, stop the waffle and get to the point. Bro, I've been here for 1 hour, 16 minutes. So, yeah, if you think I'm waffling, go back to the beginning. Maybe you'll get the whole idea of why I'm waffling right now. So, because I'm not going to repeat what I said an hour ago. Do you know what I mean? Right? If you can't put the effort in to go and watch So the main part of this video, the whole subject was spoken right in the beginning. Right? Even had a go at someone, even told someone to fuck off, right? So I had all of those drama already happened. Now we're just having a conversation about rug pulls and cryptocurrencies and meme coins and our meme coin that I'm going to be, or our community is going to be launching soon as well. Because I know there's a whole bunch of guys showing quite interest and I've limited them. Also, guys, I always keep things transparent. So if I turn around and say, guys, you can't invest more than $10, you can't invest more than $10. However, in an open market, you're free to do whatever. That's got nothing to do with me. I'm not going to dictate what you can do. But as a founder, as a creator, as all of us, as a collaboration, as a movement, there's a limit. There's a limit. And more people come in, the lower the limit is. Do you know what I mean? So there's a reason behind this, because what we don't want is, let's say, for example, 100 people come in, right? We don't want to raise $50,000. We're not here for that. That's not the idea. We're going to go buy, sell. We're here just because what we want to do is diversify how many people hold the coin. That's the idea. Who's that? Crypto Tracker. Trucker Mike. Awesome. We got a Desi Track Rider. Now we've got a tracker. Awesome. He says, I'd like to make a meme coin on Sol, but I need that. I read that you need to have at least 10 to 20K for liquidity and regular trading. Yes. Solana's not a cheap blockchain to launch on, right? Solana's not a cheap. So for liquidity, if you want people to actually buy anything, you're going to have to put a good solid amount of Solana down for that. That's the only situation. Also, when you do it, for example, Radium, they charge like $500-600 the fees, right? So you probably lose around, I would say, up to $1,000 in fees, right? You're going to lose just to launch that. $1,000, that's gone. So that's your $1,000 already gone. And then you're going to have to put liquidity. $10-15, 15K is the average going rate right now. You have to put that. But this is where the problem is, because the scammers, they figured that out. So they actually put 10, 20, 30, 40, 50K, by the way. They will put 50K in liquidity. Because you're coming in thinking that there's 50K liquidity. That's how they hype it. And that's when they pull. You see, that's when they do the rug pull. And they'll take their 50K liquidity back with your money, right? Because for them, it's like, okay, to launch, I've spent $1,000. For liquidity, I've put 20K. Let's just say $20,000. I've put that in. So my total investment is $21,000. I want to see some muppet come in and pump, buy XYZ. As soon as I've got enough for $22,000, $1,000 profit, they'll rug pull and go. That's what's happening. That's the reality. Those are the rug pulls. The rug pulls are not doing rug pulls on millions. Of course, there are one or two that are, but most of the rugs are happening few $100s. They do it so quickly, few $100s. But of course, originally they did invest 15, 20 grand. That's the business. That's what they do. And it's the same group of people, by the way, who are doing these things as well. So you've got to understand this. So yes, Solana's not a cheap blockchain to launch because of the way the ecosystem works. But we're going to launch a meme coin on Solana anyway. By the way, I just mentioned how it can cost 10, 15, 20 grand in liquidity. Right? Nobody has to worry about that. We'll sort that out. There's ways of sorting it out. But anyway, that's not a different story. So, but if you are going to launch a meme coin in this and that, my recommendation is go to like an EVM, just test it out, try it out, have a bit of fun. Base network is really cheap, right? Optimism is very cheap. BNB is okay as well, but I would say like Base is kind of getting known for meme coins. So yeah, go to Base coin. It's only going to cost you a few cents. Probably cost you less than $1. Right? You can launch a meme coin on Base if you want. It's so simple, so easy. And if you don't know what to do, just go to the blockchain, copy one of the meme coins there, copy the whole contract address and deploy it again with your, just change the name, just deploy it. It's the same thing. It's so easy. It's hilarious. It is absolutely hilarious. Anyway, guys, if you have any other further questions, please let me know. If not, why are we seeing 17 people on the stream but 5 likes? Guys, come on, smash those likes. What's wrong with you? Smash those likes. Hit that subscribe if you haven't already. I won't say anything else. If you don't want it, that's fine. But smash the like at least, right? So other people can get to see these kind of videos, right? Because we do get a lot of drama where like I mentioned earlier on, I'm like a volcano. I can erupt any moment. So earlier on, when that guy, there was we had 2 trolls here, 2 trolls, saying, I'm like, you spend your energy sitting on the video telling me to shut up, right? Why don't you just go move on to another video? Do you know what I mean? Is that, seriously? Okay, thank you. Yeah, I appreciate that. It's hilarious. But in the beginning, I used to get offended with the trolls, but these days it doesn't even bother me anymore. I find it hilarious. I'm like, you actually spend energy to give to me. You're giving me energy. You're literally sitting there typing this message out. You type 3, 4 messages to have a go at me. It's brilliant. Love that. But yeah. If there's no other questions, I'm not going to stick around. It's 1 hour 20 minutes. I did promise all my subscribers, and especially the Discord guys, I said I'll try and keep the videos up to an hour. I know I've been going over time. Yesterday I did 1 hour 20 minutes. Today's another 1 hour 20 minutes. But let's not make the habit. We are going to do long ones, by the way, guys. Yeah, at some stage we're going to sit here for 3 hours. I don't have a problem with that. But for now, unless we got something to talk about, I'm not going to stick around for 3 hours. But yeah, if you have any questions, I'm going to refresh the chat. Let me know. Let me know. Look, I just refreshed it and I can see the message. So Crypto Trucker says, I hate the rug pull teams. It's a shame. It's a sad reality, my brother. But as I mentioned, if you do watch the video from the beginning or something, what I mentioned, this is the reality. There are people out there who, they've collaborated, they've mastered it, right? And there's the same group of people doing it, but they only do it for a few $100s maximum. And more often than not, $10, $15, $20. So that proves that these people are from a country where $10, $15 is a lot of money for them. Do you know what I mean? And of course, now the other thing is, if they're doing it 10,000 times a day, then you multiply that $10, $15 to 10,000 and you can see how much money they're making. So yes, it could be a bigger scam and they're probably not needy. They don't need it, but they're doing it. So because what happens, let's talk about this, right? Come on, think about this. Imagine this, right? There's this massive project, $1 billion is invested. And if someone rugs $1 billion project, what's going to happen? The police, everybody's going to be after them. Everyone's going to be chasing them, right? Or the government, everyone's going to chase them. People are going to go and file reports to the police station and whatnot and say, we want to find these guys. Believe me, everyone's going to be after them. FBI, CIA, you name it, everyone's going to be after them, right? Metropole, whatever. But when someone rugs you for $5 or $10, are the police even going to waste their time on it? Are they even going to note it down? It's like, bro, the paper's worth more than what you're saying. Bro, get lost, right? That's what they're money. These scammers realize that's the reality. They're monetizing on that. That's what they're monetizing on, right? Hyper Viper, crypto bros in denial. I don't know, bro. I'm not in denial. I'm bullish. But anyway, so what was we saying? So these guys have realized that most people, no one's going to chase them for a few $100s to a few dollars. No one's going to chase them. That's what they realize, and that's what they're getting away with right now. And I'm saying, look, we can't avoid it. It's going to happen. And if we stop something, then something else will come up. But why are we betting on all of those? Why can't we do something differently? And that's what I'm promoting, basically. So I'm saying, you know what? Let's do something differently as a community and grow that community to a point where people know that you want something that you can trust. Like, for example, launch as many meme coins as you want, but prevent those rugs, right? And you do it through an established or some sort of a trusted means. That's the best thing. You know what I mean? And by the way, I don't trust institutions, so I'm not going to be like, oh, let's create an institution. No, we don't. I don't trust institutions anyway. They're the biggest scams. So that's how people kind of lose track of what their original vision was as soon as the institution get involved, right? So that's one thing I will not sell out. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to sell out. So you know, even now, if someone comes up to me and says, I got a crypto, you know, I'll give you $20,000, can you promote that? And by the way, going rate for different crypto, it could start from anything from 10k to 20k, right? And then above as well, depending on how big your channel is. So people will come and offer that kind of money, and they'll say, oh, can you promote my coin on your thing? Yeah, no problem. You want to sponsor me? No problem. But I'm going to speak the truth. If your coin is a shit coin, I'll tell them it's a shit coin. If I think it's a scam, I'll tell them it's a scam. And a lot of people just back off. Do you know what I mean? So, because you got to wonder, it's like, why the hell would you come to a guy who has 3,500 subscribers right now? 3,500 subscribers. It's not like I'm making the number up. It's there. You guys could go and see it, right? I have 3,500. Why would you contact me through my YouTube email and ask me to promote your cryptocurrency? Why me? Why not the guy who has 1 million subscribers? Okay, one reason, because he's probably more expensive than I am, so I'm cheaper. Fine. Okay. But I'm going to tell the truth. Do you want to carry on? Do you want to make that transaction go through? Yeah, no problem. Let's do it. But then they back off. You see what I mean? So, and I'm saying, no, I'm not going to go around and Roach, you're crazy, my brother. You are absolute crazy. You are nuts. Why would you love getting rugged, man? Why would you love getting rugged? My God. Roach, I'm going to rug you. How about that? I'm going to rug you, my brother. Anyway, guys, let me know if you have any other questions. Crypto, thank you Crypto Trucker. We have 2 cryptos now. Trucker, thank you for subbing and thank you for liking. I do appreciate that. Let's grow the community. And you know what only thing I'm gonna say is, of course, if we don't get any more questions, then I will go. But I am gonna say this, right, guys? Always be truthful, right? If someone's giving you trust, respect that and give that trust back to them, whatever form, right? Don't rug. Don't cheat anybody. Stay humble. That's the most important thing. And you know what? If there is a reward for you, you'll get that bigger reward. Don't try and just take things. You know what I mean? Because there are so many different projects out there, so many different things you could do. As I said, if I see something that's legit, I will promote it. Right? The other day, someone came in and they were creating an app. I said, yeah, no worries. You create an app, come, no problem. You talk to me. If I think your app is good, I'll promote it. You don't need to pay me anything. I don't need money. Genuine projects, I will genuinely go out there and basically advertise them because I believe in those people, you know. But if there's somewhere like, for example, Roach, I made you a moderator. Why would I make you a moderator? Right? Why? Because you have the power to now kick anybody, do whatever. Why would I make you that? Even though I've only known you on this channel for like 2 weeks now, because I trust you. Do you know what I mean? So most of the moderators that you see here, I trust them. It's not like I personally know anybody. No, none of that business. I just trust him. You see what I mean? So if he's giving me the trust, I'll give it back to him. That's how it is. You know, you don't take that away. So you don't go around hurting people that way. And that's one of the things that's why I'm advocating and I'm promoting. We should create a community. Doesn't matter what it's called. Doesn't matter what it is. Create a community where we can actually protect people. Members of that community are always protected, right? Members of that community always get to know things beforehand. I'll give you a good one. Wall Street bets. I'm a member, by the way. So Wall Street Bets, right? And I don't know if you know that recently they split so there's two Wall Street Bets now, right? And I'm by the way, I'm part of both of them. But over time, in the beginning it was nice, right? I didn't really realize much, but now I realized it. The guys who are operating Wall Street Bets, they've already bought it. They've grown this community, and believe me, 90% of the people actually make money, but they've already bought the coin. So who's making the most amount of money? Do you know what I mean? And I'm saying I want to avoid that. If everybody has one wallet, well, you can't be holding more than anybody else, because you go and buy like everybody else. That's the key. So those are the things I'm trying to change anyway. But I know it's a long process, guys. As I said, I'm still planning. Roach says, good job, Sham, good life. Thank you, my brother. I know, honestly, I try my best. And as I said, I always come here and I keep it real. That's the most important thing. Of course, earlier on, we had a couple of trolls, as I said, sadly, but I'm having fun nowadays. You know, I do enjoy the trolls. So all the trolls, you're welcome. You're welcome to come and type on the chat and interact with me and watch the video for 2 minutes just to have a go at me, because what you're not realizing, you're actually helping the algorithm, and other people are finding the videos because of you. So maybe I'll stop swearing and everything, but if they're gonna pick on me, they have to know who they're dealing with, because I'm not the normal YouTuber. I'll tell someone to F off. Manil says, what do you think about the ISO 220? Okay, yeah, okay, there is no such thing as ISO 200,022 coins. Let me explain this to you. Please understand this. ISO is a international standard, a money transfer standard that they have talked about globally for the financial system. So, you know, like in the UK, we have the Faster network. In the USA, you have Swift, and somewhere else you might have ACH or whatever they call it, right? So you have all of those. What they're saying is, guys, why do we need 50 different networks? We need to make one unified network. So international transfer would be a lot more easier. Now, a lot of those coins that we have who have enabled or updated to the ISO 200,022 or whatever it's called, right? That standard, it just allows them to be on that same network. So it's a transmission, it's nothing. It's like internet, HTTP, right? Think about ISO, the ISO 200,022, that's basically HTTP for the banks. If that makes sense, right? So that's all it is. It's just another network layer. So it's just another communication layer, nothing more. So understand this. What that means is any coin that chooses and has the development capacity, they can also use that network. So yeah, it's just a matter of adoption. So many coins will come on, but I do see a situation where some of the coins who are not part of that standard at some stage may be culled, right? And I think there's going to be some sort of it's a theory that I have, right? There's a lot of coins that are just going to vanish completely somehow. Because imagine they apply this same standard into the exchanges. They say all exchanges have to use ISO XYZ standard coins. Now you have a problem, because there's only a few of them right now. So yeah, I do believe hundreds of other coins are going to come in the future, and mark my word, it's coming. Hundreds of other coins are going to come to that same standard. But as I said, it's just another payment layer, another internet protocol. Let's just put it the best way. I think it's just HTTP, right? Or HTTPS for crypto, nothing more, right? But it's a standard thing they're doing. So there's no such thing as ISO 200,022 coins. That's because there are others coming. All right, others coming. And yeah, if you want to survive the game, everybody has to be on board. So it's okay. You know, it's like all the main cryptocurrencies, they have a blockchain. Why? Because it's a blockchain. That's what started the whole revolution of cryptocurrency, right? Blockchain. It wasn't the Bitcoin, because that's what the institutions say. It's not the Bitcoin. We don't care about Bitcoin. We like the blockchain. Turns out they've been using the blockchain technology for donkey's years. You know what I mean? So all the money transmissions that they do, technically it's a blockchain, the way it works. But only difference is they're not public, they're private. Like you mentioned LCX, that's private, right? They got a private blockchain. So think about it that way, you know. But yeah, ISO doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. Honestly, it doesn't bother me. I tell you what bothers me and what concerns me the most, right? Is if these ISO movement, let's call it movement, starts taking over. Someone's just said Bonk got listed on where? Hold on. Okay, Bonk just got listed on Robinhood. So breaking news. Bonk, the meme coin, just got listed on Robinhood, which is a big exchange anyway. So what was I saying? Yeah, so this ISO, the one thing that worries me the most, right, is if they start taking control, and a lot of us, we start hyping and then they start dumping back on us, just like we started this video. Like, they actually weaponize these ISO standard enabled coins against us to pump and dump to us, because that's where we're going. Institutions are now becoming the biggest pumpers and dumpers. They'll pump and they'll dump back on us, and we're just a sheep. So whatever you do, guys, my last advice to all of you, I am going to go now, my last advice to all of you guys, please make sure to have some form of a stop loss, or at least some sort of a strategy, exit strategy, before you enter some of these things. Don't lose money, right? Make a habit of not losing money. Make a habit of not getting rugged, right? Please, that's all I can say, right? If people can do that in this particular community, especially the YouTube and Discord community, as I said, they're interconnected. If people can do that, and by the way, guys, in the description of this video, there are links, they're clear links, and you can see Discord and whatnot, and other stuff as well, like, for example, exchange, whatnot. The ones I recommend are all there. Go join, no problem. And you know, whatever, as I said, they're interconnected. But make a habit of not losing money, make a habit of not getting rugged. Then maybe we don't even need a freaking meme coin. We don't even need a community, because that's our community. That's what I want to do. That's my vision. So it is what it is. You know what I mean? I see loads of other people coming. Guys, I'm about to leave now. We've been here 1 hour 35 minutes, and I'm not going to go any longer. So thank you to all of you guys, every one of you who have come here, who have interacted, who have talked about certain things, and all the questions that you've given, all the genuine questions that we've got, money, crypto tracker, all of those guys. So thank you very much. I do appreciate that. And yes, Sohail as well, Sajjad, who said get to the point. I hope I got to the point for you and you haven't left already, because it's sad. Some people just jump on and don't understand the context. Guys, this is a 1 hour 36 minute long stream, live stream. The only way you're going to understand what we're talking about, right, and it's not going to sound like waffling or whatever, if you go back to the beginning. So other than that, smash that like button, hit that subscribe if you haven't already, watch the entire video to understand what we were talking about, and of course feel free to join our Discord and check out the links below. You never know, one of them could be beneficial to you. Other than that, I'll see you on another video very soon. Tomorrow, actually, I'll see you guys tomorrow. So yeah, around a similar time, I'll do another live stream. Again, I'll announce it on Discord before I do anything. Adios, my amigos.